Hello, this is Airplane Oxygen Not Included. I'm going to be sending this rocket off pretty soon with this tiny little module, but massive engine. Doing an experiment before we go, and the goal here is to find out how much heat I can possibly get. I'm wondering if I can turn water to steam, and if that's going to be any significant source of power. The other thing is the dupes are currently researching Mission Control Station. I want to have that available to us so we get a little bit of a speed boost when we take off. While we're waiting for our Mission Control Station, putting together another recreation room. This time we're going to have a jukebox and an arcade. So over here, and decided to put my Mission Control Station in this zone, and I realized we're losing oxygen. How long has this been going on? Okay, we need to patch that up, tubes. So here is my future laboratory that's going to have a mission control station. 3 glass tiles, or window tiles, right here so we can look up in space. Just occurred to me I might want to up my bunker door, because I think, maybe the game changed, but meteorites when they strike here, they can cause damage to something just underneath. And I don't want these window tiles to become damaged. We're exposed to space then. Loading some water in this little experimentation. We're going to be taking off very soon. Just really curious how much heat I'm going to get, and whether that's significant enough to possibly look for power generation. Of course, I probably don't need that since I get so much from my nuclear reactor. But I need to know. Just before we take off, making sure we've got lots of calories. This is going to be a 1-dupe mission. So I'm going to have a private bedroom. And I've got a lot more gold than I had when I first built this. In fact, I don't think I had any gold when I first built this. So bringing in some gold tiles, that's just going to increase the decor around here. Well, I would say our modifications here are ready to go. Let's get this rocket out. So it's going to be Rocket, name my dupe, that's going to fly this. Where are we going? We can go in any direction. We want to explore everything. We'll just start up here. Let's try this one. We can begin the launch. I'll watch to see how much this heats up. Just curious if that's going to be a practical source for keeping steam turbines running. Little warning, unreachable module. Doesn't seem to matter. They seem to be reachable to me. I'll pause it here a second, just seeing the heat of this. It's over 1,000 degrees right next to it. Actually, yeah, I could have built this next to the rocket, not just under. In fact, may even had more heat that way. It's heated up the tiles pretty much. Water heating up much slower. And, my automation wire has just melted. And that was made out of steel. Wow! Okay. And, of course, that has now caused this guy... Well, I think that would have happened anyway, actually. I need more logic here. Better building materials. Something that can withstand something stronger than steel, apparently. So in the meantime, I guess this is actually frustratingly going to have to be a manual process. Which, or do I just keep it? Because what's going to happen is rad bolts will travel a little bit longer. I'm not short rad bolts, so it's not like that's an issue. And it's just going to pass by this rocket all the time. I was not expecting that. I should see someone down here. Well, they've just left. Let's assure that they actually effectively made... Yeah, we have got a mission control speed boost of 20%. And that is going to last 580 some seconds. Okay, sure. Awesome. Okay, well, there are still more to learn in this game, clearly. But I've got a rocket, and my goal is to find out what these things are, throw some rovers, and metal down, and see what happens. Just studying my heat exchange that I have. I think I found some improvements that I could make. I'm not going to make it this playthrough because it's effective enough. But I'm thinking I should have taken, first of all, this cold liquid and passed through this before it went into here. And then on the way out, in addition to looking at how full this is, I should also take the temperature of this liquid coming out. And if it's warm enough, also send it out in that condition. So a little bit more advanced logic could have been done. The other thing is I should have had a sensor down here looking for the melt liquid and telling the pump not to bother to pump anything out unless it's built up a little bit, because I've got little chunks or pieces of polluted water that are not maximum amount that I could be getting in there. Well, that's for another day. Just checking in on my dupe. I've got lots of oxygen, lots of food, so they're doing well that way. Wishing I had to put some of my gold tiles here. Forgot that they'd be spending a significant amount of time at this location. Getting to the point in my playthrough where I'm finding a lot of wish I had done this, wish I had done that, that type of thing. Minor stuff. But it's just constantly learning when you're playing Oxygen Not Included. Just looking at what the temperature settled down to, I wouldn't say it was a very significant source of heat for the water. If I had have done anything, maybe what I'd do next time is I would just had a bunch of tiles around this guy, and maybe around this side, connected it to over here. But I have to like do that in such a way such that the red bolts. Oh, I don't know. Maybe there's no point to this. Anyways, just thought I'd see what kind of heat I'd get. Discovered the first body further away from my asteroid, a radioactive asteroid field. Another wish I had have done moment here. I'm realizing that this is a science building, and I'm wondering if it would benefit from being in a laboratory. I could have put some glass in here, actually. Or even, actually, yeah, I guess it would have to be enclosed. So yeah, glass would do. And this would have been more effective, I assume, anyways. But, that's alright. We're out here anyway. So we've just been hanging out this one spot. And because of the telescope, even without moving around, we discovered a planetoid, Siltora. So I'm going to go to the atmosphere, and we're going to send a rover down. Rover landing on Siltora. I'm going to get this rover to unpack some of this metal. Rover is starting to climb up this huge mountain to get up to some steel. Made it to the top of the mountain. Now, unfortunately, the last piece of steel is all the way over on the other side of this mountain, but we'll get there in time. For this mountain, decided it's actually easier to tunnel through than try to climb over, since there's such a steep drop-off over here. We found an exploded gas giant. Just gonna hang out here until the telescope tells us what this is. Last piece of steel has been found. These little critters are making it a challenge to get around. Currently blocked the rover from getting here. I was wondering why I couldn't get access to build anything. So just keep an eye on these guys. This is quite colorful. It's a frozen ore asteroid field. So the rover is putting some steel into this rocket platform. The reason I put it here is I want to have at least partial protection from meteorites. Actually, just thinking about that. Probably want to actually lower it a little bit lower so I get more protection. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we've got a platform ready to be built with some steel. Just need to get a dupe over here. So I would say the biggest challenge with working with the rover on this particular asteroid, it's very unstable. It's unstable because these little guys constantly changing things. I found myself spending almost all the time watching this rover, ignoring the dupes, just to make sure that their path wasn't blocked. The other thing that can happen is some of the steel that I got could be buried. And that happened at one point. That kind of made me nervous. I didn't bring enough. But no, we have 800 kilograms sitting in here, so feeling good. So now we've got our first platform, or at least the plan, the material for a platform on a far away distant asteroid. I have plans of building a platform over here on Flippy Toe. And that one we can actually do now without space travel. The only thing is it's very hot around here, so we're definitely going to want to have a vacuum when we get in through this zone. We found a temporal tear. Don't think we can build a platform on there, so we're going back home. We're going to need some Atmo suits for this mission. Bringing water up to make a liquid airlock, being very careful not to dump water on a piece of bisylite that's really hot. The rocket has landed. We're just going to make sure that we've got more metal and a new rover built before we take off and start more exploration. We are into the danger zone. Thankfully in a vacuum, so that the dupe isn't experiencing any heat. And hopefully it's going to stay that way as we make our way up. Rocket has been charged up. We've got more metal rover on board. Just having a quick look. If I put blocks right next to it, how much heat? It's about almost 300, maybe? For those tiles there. Okay, well, anyway, just randomly. So where are we going now? We're going to see what this question mark is over here. Floating out in space. Let's check on Flippito. Over the... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, okay. It's a good thing I checked on this. Because the dupes were trapped. But, yeah. We just got there at a good time. So put the mesh towels here just because it's going to be very hot stuff. Don't want to interact with this. Not that I think it matters because this is hot stuff anyway, but making our way. Also twisting across so that meteorites don't come in here and ultimately smash anything, removing my vacuum, which I do not want to have happen. We've made it to the top, and I realized there are no meteorites, so it wasn't actually... I built this little protection here for nothing, but easily be able to make a rocket platform now that I'm up here. And we have a platform on this world, so we can actually get to back and forth from these two worlds by rocket now. The other thing I would like to do is have a Red Bolt recharging station over here, because it's very difficult to get from here all the way over to the further asteroids and different objects I want to uncover. But if I had a recharging station, then the rocket could get here, recharge, and then go somewhere else. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a miniaturized version of what I've got over on this asteroid, because it's not about power production, it's just about getting enough red bolts in certain circumstances, such as recharging the rocket. We have discovered another asteroid, metal-based asteroid called Charal. Just watching where metal's gonna land, and I assume the game has this set up that it's gonna land in not molten area. Maybe I just got lucky, I don't know. I don't go to the... Oh no! The rover can't build anything because it can't dig through obsidian. What am I doing? I don't know how this is gonna go, rover wise. But let me try unpacking what I can. I can see how this is gonna go. I got rid or destroyed the rover module that made 400 kilograms of material, so I can make 4 tiles. But that's pretty much it. We're just so close, but yet so far from being able to build this platform. To make matters worse, we're actually losing steel as we speak because it's melting and evaporating out to space. If that's the case, I might as well just get access to this using steel. Well, I would say that mission was pretty much a failure, but I did learn from it, and that's the main thing. So, in the future, you need a lot more steel just to account for the fact that it's going to go places that you don't want it to. We discovered Rigona. We don't have any metal or rover. We might actually add more metal just in case this asteroid's a little bit different, but let's have a... Oh, we can't look. Okay, well, I guess we're just preemptively going to add more metal. My rocket is back. We're charging up a rover module, and we're going to send twice the amount of steel we need for a platform, just in case something goes wrong on the next asteroid. Making progress on my recharging station. So this is a research reactor with some rebel generators that's going to refuel my rockets. Never done this before, so this is going to go interesting. We'll see if this actually works that well, but time to experiment a little bit. Gonna have the ability to turn each of these on and off. I'm not plugging this in power-wise to the actual base. Probably be a good idea to do that, except for I want to experiment with the idea of what if I was on another asteroid that didn't have a base? Would I be able to, with a few solar panels and steam turbines, generate enough power to run both the Aquatuner and maybe even just one of those just to do some recharging? Might need more solar panels than this, but we'll see. We are on the atmosphere of this watery asteroid Monastera. Let's deploy some metal and a rover. Got more metal than I had last time because of the incident. So we're going to land this rover right there. Alright, so I'm going to need 4 of these guys, and may have to restart my game, or if I dig underneath it. Sometimes this happens, sometimes it does not. I think I found another trick for this too, which is you can build a tile underneath it, or on it, I can't remember. Let's try this. So that did the trick. I think I could have also reloaded the game. I just didn't want to do that. So I did some telescope looking around here. And we're ready to leave now. But I'm not able to make it back home, and I kind of knew that. But what I can do is land on this asteroid where I've got my charging station set up, which hasn't been tested yet. That's not going to be today. That'll be the next episode. Just watch this rover open up this payload, and it fell all the... Oh, there it goes right there. Steel. Now, that was my last option. I think I have one more final option before I need to potentially build the huge ladder going down. What I should have done, I should have built a tile here first and then opened it. But we'll see if I'll be able to get this guy here.
This is the last chance at trying to get this right before we have to get a rover or the ladder way down or send more metal down here. I am appreciative of the fact that I brought more metal than I needed. I should have done that and probably go back to doing that. I was trying to get away with the exact amount. But here, just to really make sure, let's destroy this tile, lower it. Actually, it's lowered even more, just to make sure it really isn't going to fall. Just that extra bit of paranoia here. Alright. This should be him. If this goes flying off like this, I'm just walking away. Alright, so I should be able to get a rocket platform over here. And I think that's going to do for today after this. So we've got rocket platforms on multiple distant asteroids. Excuse me. There it is, rocket platform. We'll put that right about there. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for liking, subscribing. I will see you in a future episode where I'd be really excited to try this out. My rocket has arrived. I have not turned this machine on. This would be the first time charging a Red Bolt engine that's not on my homeworld. Till then.